Hey guys, it's Cam from Craft and Tailored, and in this episode of What Is On My Wrist, we are talking about a vintage Breitling Navitimer reference 806 from 1959 with a Venus caliber 178 movement. So this is a very special piece because it's a very early piece. It has a Venus movement, and that is only found in the pre-Valjoux Navitimers. And the condition of this specific example is insane, so I figured it deserves some wrist time and would make a great example worthy of discussion. So Breitling Navitimer is an evolution of the 1942 Breitling Chronomat, which has its typical slide rule bezel. Breitling decided to improve this highly practical bezel, and in 1952, the Navitimer was born. The name Navitimer actually comes from navigation and timer. You merge the two together and you've got Navitimer. Okay, so the slide rule bezel was used to calculate complicated operations like fuel consumption, time to destination, things like that. And you could basically, through the slide rule bezel, do these calculations on the fly, which is really, really interesting. In 1952, the first Navitimer adorned the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, or AOPA, emblem on its dial. And this emblem was typically a double wing emblem with the AOPA crest in the center, which this one has. So a lot of the early Navitimers were actually co-branded with the AOPA association emblem on the dial, which is really, really, really cool. So one of the things I really like about the earlier examples is that they possess what is called a beaded bezel as opposed to a scalloped or fluted bezel, which is more common in the later executions of the 806 reference. This specific example also, being that it's an earlier example, does have radium on the dial. So this actually Geigers out pretty high. And obviously the earlier examples from the 50s and into the earlier parts of the 1960s would possess radium on the dial as opposed to tritium like the later example. So this is a radium dial. Breitling Navitimers, even though this specific example is from 59, it's 41 millimeters, and the lugs are quite long on the case. So it wears very interesting. I don't think it wears oversized. Modern Breitlings are massive. There's like 44 millimeter case size Breitlings, and they're just kind of too big, right? And now Breitling is known to be kind of the bigger watch. And I think that's a carry over. Obviously, this watch being from 59, it's 41 millimeters. This was used as a gauge and as a pilot's watch. And I think that that's the reason why the watch, through intention, was a little bit larger in size. I like the smaller push buttons for the chronograph. I think it's kind of cool. It's got an oversized manual winding crown, which I think is also kind of nice. I like the fit, form, and finish of the 806 reference through and through. So the fit and finish of this watch, being that it's an early example from 59, it's probably the nicest early Breitling 806 that I've ever had in our extended collection. From the beaded bezel to the original factory finishing on the case. Even the case back strikes are really nice and deep and present, really, really nice. Another thing that's kind of interesting and cool about Breitling is that the lug width is 22. So you actually get a lot of strap. Again, this watch is from 59, being that it's a larger watch, it does have a larger strap. So it's kind of nice. I think that the 22 millimeter strap wears nicely. You get a lot of leather there. It's kind of cool. These watches were originally sold on strap, so I think it's really, really awesome. So been wearing this watch a lot, really, really like it. It's one of the most exquisite examples that we've seen, and I think it's a good reference point for what a watch in this era should look like at the investment grade. So really, really nice, stunning piece. So I will provide a link in the comments or description below. Be sure to check that out if you want more information on this specific piece. As always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. See you later.